Hello, BookTube. This is Shelf Tour, the 13th bookcase, the one right beside my reading chair. This is going to be a really uniform. This is the second shelf. All except for at the very end, same edition of Louis L'Amour's. So it's these. Let me see if I can get it out of here. So it's this Louis L'Amour Bantam collection. They're meant to look like leather. They're not leather. Leatherette, I believe, is the word they use, but I may be wrong about that. But I like them. So this was The Lonesome Gods, one of my preferred volumes, and one I like. Not all of them have this, but in this case, there's a nice map. And here it's Southern California. So there's one of them. And you can find these around. You would purchase them by subscription, and a lot of times I'll find piles of them at library book sales. So I'll grab them, and I enjoy having them. This is Jubal Sackett, one of the Sackett novels. These are all Bantam. In this case, it originally came out in '85, and it ended up in the Louis L'Amour collection in '86. So here again, map. In this case, Tennessee River Valley. So the Sacketts are a family that L'Amour follows almost in a genealogical fashion of how they come to the English colonies of the New World, and then work their way west as it becomes the United States. So I have quite a few of those. This here is Fair Blows the Wind. Again, they all look the same. Bantam books. All of these are Bantam books. So this was from '78. And they put it in the Louis L'Amour hardcover collection in '84. So you'll see this is how, this is Tatton Chantry. This is a map, and obviously it's more than just the United States. These are all historical novels, whether they're westerns or not. And this is, you have Ireland, Germany, Mediterranean, Raleigh Bay, Cape Lookout, North Carolina. It's one of the, I really like this one. I'm gonna see how I can pile these up without them falling all over the place. And then here, The Walking Drum, which may be my favorite. It's a historical novel set in medieval Europe, AD 1176. And this Bantam books, of course, came out in a hardcover edition in '84, and then the Louis L'Amour hardcover collection, which this is in '85. I think this may be my favorite Louis L'Amour. Then you have How the West Was Won. Get the little signatures there on all of them. And this was a movie. So a Bantam rack size edition, which came out in '62, and then it was put in this Louis L'Amour hardcover collection in '82. Yeah, there's going to need to be a better way to pile these up. You're going to all hear a big crash. Then another Sackett, the Sackett brand. Came out originally '65. And it was put into the this collection in '81. And this is the Mogollon Rim in Arizona. Nice little map. Let me figure out how to do this. I'll put it right over here on my computer. And Utah Blaine. Bantam books. Bantam paperback September '83, and it became part of this collection in '85. So you have the Verde River Valley, which is in Arizona. So you got a nice little map to follow the story. Then we have Taggart. Originally came out as a rack size edition in '59 and was part of this collection since '82. And then you have the Salt River Basin in Arizona for the map. And we have Showdown at Yellow Butte. It was originally published under the pseudonym Jim Mayo. Became a Bantam paperback edition in May of '83 and part of this collection in '85. This is the Californios. And this was a Saturday Review Press edition published in 1974, Bantam edition in '74, and it became part of this collection in '86. And here's the map. Then we have Kilroan. Which was a rack size edition in '66 and became part of this collection in '82. Here's the Great Basin, which is the scene of Kilroan. So you have the Shoshones, the Utes, Northern Paiutes, you got Paradise Valley, Santa Rosa Mountains. Hopefully you can see that. And we have here Heller with a Gun. And this was Bantam paperback in '84, and this collection '85, and a map of Wyoming. Next here we have Education of a Wandering Man. So a little bit of nonfiction here. Bantam Books. This was came out in '89, and it became part of this collection in '90. So introduction is Joys of Random Reading by Daniel Boorstin, the famous historian. And this is an autobiography by Louis L'Amour. And it's absolutely wonderful. Self-educated man, a bit of an adventurer, and then, yeah, if you want to know about Louis L'Amour, this is one good place to start. These piles are getting a little crazy. Then Tucker. This came out as a paperback in '71 and became part of this collection in '84. And this shows the mountains and plains of the United States, Nevada and southern California. Has a little insert of Los Angeles. Next here is Conager. Bantam Books, rack size edition '69, hardcover collection '83. And here you have West Central New Mexico. Next we have Comstock Lode. And that was '81. And then it became part of this collection in '86. So we have maps of the Utah Territory and California in 1860. You have the Virginia Range and Virginia City. And right down here, Lake Tahoe. Moving along, we've got Sackett. So another one of these Sackett books. Let me see, I thought I had... I already said Sackett, but maybe I have 2 copies. So it's came out rack size edition 61 and Bantam hardcover edition 81. And then there's Sangria de Cristo Mountains in New Mexico, which I used to live right next to. And we have Brion. Originally came out in 68, part of this collection in 85. So the map shows Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado. Then we have the first fast draw. And it has a map, shows the Indian Territories, Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And this was originally a rack size edition in 59, part of this collection in 81. Then we have the high graders. Which originally a paperback edition 65, this collection 85. And this is the Monte Cristo Mountains and Rafter Crossing. And it shows the Southwest. There's a little insert down here. Then Radigan. Made me think of Radagast. Radigan. Rack size edition of 58. This edition in 81. And then North Central New Mexico. And then Westward the Tide. Paperback edition 77. This collection 84. So you have the Wyoming Territory. And then finally, last but not least, to the Far Blue Mountains, which is another one I really, really enjoyed. So you have England, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and the top part of the map, and then the New World, or Raleigh's Land. This was E.P. Dutton edition, was published in 76, Bantam rack size in 77, became part of this collection in 82. And this is the, when a man has enemies, he'd best beware. And I, Barnabas Sackett, born of the fenland, but lately returned from the sea, had enemies I knew not of. So Lamore's language can be a bit like that sometimes. It doesn't bother me, and I enjoy his stuff very much, as you can tell. So then that was it for Louis L'Amour. And then just to finish off the bookcase, I have some work-related books stuck here. Archives, Principles and Practice by Laura Miller, or Millar, I guess. And this is Neal and Schumann, Chicago, 2010. Neal and Schumann again, Library Technology Companion, 4th edition. A Basic Guide for Library Staff by John J. Burke. As you can imagine, we're always updating on this stuff. It's 2013. And actually, in the world of technology, I guess 2013 is a long time ago. And Library Information Center Management, 8th edition by Barbara B. Moran, Robert D. Stewart, and Claudia J. Mourner. Libraries Unlimited. This came out in 2013. issues, preservation, issues in planning, Pauline Banks and Roberta Paulette. And this is let's see, year 2000, American Library Association book. Then this book is overdue, How Librarians and Cybrarians Can Save Us All by Marilyn Johnson. This was a gift. It's the first edition from 2010. I don't know if there were any later editions. And then an oversized thing, Organizing Archival Records, Practical Method of Arrangement and Description for Small Archives, third edition, David W. Carmichael. And this is Roman Littlefield Publishers Incorporated. And this came out in 2012. So I've worked a lot in archives, even though I'm in public libraries now. And then Crash Course in Library Gift Programs, The Reluctant Curator's Guide to Caring for Archives, Books, and Artifacts in a Library Setting. Ann Roberts, I guess that's her on the cover. Libraries Unlimited, Westport, Connecticut, and London. And this came out in 2007. You know, they'll have all sorts of things to help you out here. I think why they're saying reluctant curators is because public libraries, a lot of times you'll have things donated that may be beyond your facility. In my case, we have a really small library, so if I'm going to get something, I want to make sure I can take care of it and I can provide access to it. And sometimes it takes the resources of a larger library. And in those cases, we'll call around. Just through experience, we may know other libraries that or archives or museums or something that could protect something. So that was bookcase 13, the second shelf, which was primarily some library-related volumes, but primarily Louis L'Amour. So thank you, BookTube.